Hey there. They made you get up early to work here too, huh? Ah, no problem. Let's see what we need to get done today, shall we? So, a lot of the things that we need are all sort of locked behind oil, right? So oil's kind of a big deal because that's getting started into the next phase. But we do have one thing to finish up before we start digging seriously into oil. Let's make some capacitors. Then we'll get into oil, shall we? So, what am I talking about? We're doing all right in the power front right now. We're producing about 2,000 megawatts. Our max consumption's slightly above that at 2,100 megawatts, right, give or take. But our current consumption's only about 1,300, 200, 300. We've got a little bit of extra capacity above that because the biomass burners are still up and, hooked up. And we're not actually using anything from them right now. But what's in there won't last very long. So we need to think about a couple of things. What are we going to need to do power? And right now, to me, the answer to that question is oil. But first things first, let's get ourselves a little bit of insurance. They look like Duracell batteries, but they are not. Batteries discharge power slowly until they run out and stop. A capacitor, however, discharges stored power rapidly but has a slow charge-up cycle. These things are capacitors. We're going to build a bank of them. Big bank of 40 capacitors. These capacitors will sit there and store an amount of power Well, thank you, Max Cleavage. Gifting a tier 1 sub to the community. Thank you. How did you find us? Welcome aboard. Are the notifications working, I should ask? Regardless, thank you for the sub. Okay. We're gonna need some stators. Fortunately, we have more than enough banked. We're gonna need some frames. Let's see here. We have more than enough. 300, 350, 400. I already have a spot set aside for this. But we're gonna have to build it first. So I sort of half finished this part of the factory. I actually intend it to go a lot further. The only problem is I didn't really need cat. Yes, Laveau. Cat. Meow. How is Durg? I spy a Durg. I spy with my little eye Durg. How is Durg? I'm eyeballing this a little bit. Not 100% sure how far I want to go, but there's a way to figure that out. Dirk's doing okay. How's you? Doing pretty good. It's a nice Tuesday afternoon. I've already gotten some stuff done. And now it's time to get some stuff done on the factory. So, I'm thinking, let's see, we've got these 2 quartz nodes down here. These 2 quartz nodes go away with 1.0. But while we have them, you better darn toot and believe I'm going to use them. Let's see. I'm thinking the first one, and the one that I'm going to want the most is the silica. I need to map. 480 potential because those are pure nodes, so how much we're going to need to crush all that down into silica? Takes 22.5 minutes, so 480. 22.5, so 21 and change. So let's get our blueprints out. Buildings. 22 is a nice round number, right? 22 divided by 4, 5.5. So, like, let's call it 6. So, we need to build this factory out that way long enough to hold 6 blueprints of constructors. That's my thinking. Excuse me, I'm going to remove this for a second. Thank you. Do I need this right now? No. In fact, I may just put this down, set it up, and then forget about it for a while, because silica is not exactly a priority. But the one thing the silica line does do is tell me how big the factory needs to be. So it's like, this is a placeholder. Let's see, that in line. Guideline says it is. Two. 3. Oops. Ran out of factory. Well, I guess we'll have to keep building. Oh, darn. How close did you get to your goal last night, Laveau? Let's see. When I invariably do a 1.0 run, I really need to use better use of the blueprint system. Yeah, I mean, it's very useful. Allow me to spend some time showing you, like, the power of the blueprint system. It's okay if I overshoot this, so I can always just tear it up. It's just laborious. But it'll still give me an idea. Well, I'm halfway through setting up the full speed production line ADS parts. Oh, the ADS. There's just so much stuff in that stage that uses copper. Like the copper that goes into the wire to make the cables, for the ADS, and the nuclear pasta itself uses so much copper to make the powder. I need to build one more, but I'm out of cable. Cable, as Laveau would say. not trying to steal your shtick, though. I will not do that again. Oh god, it's so dark down here. I still hate how dark it is. Another thing to do. I need to get lighting set up in here. That moment when my ADHD kicks in and I realize I forgot what I came down here for. Right. Checklists. Very handy. Remind me why I came down here. Also gonna need some additional frames and some wire. Okay. Let me go. The major way I fight all of that, like, spaghetti on the floors is this stuff. Big stacks. Stacks and stacks of belts. I've mostly forgone copper for the ADS. I'm only using it for the circuit boards at the moment. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Yes. Stacks. Great stacks of belts. You remember that photo I dropped on your server at one point? It was of a finished version of this, like, sort of this style of factory, this megaplex. And I was looking down the assemblers row, which is this. So, yeah, this is what you were looking at. There's usually two assemblers parked next to each other, so there are a couple of splitters sending materials between them, and then a receiver on the other end. This one's making bombs. Explosives. But yeah, that was the photo I showed you. Was basically looking down this row. Because it's quite the cathedral of factory. And the other thing I try to do is, like, I try to keep all the belts off the ground. Gosh, I love O-bombs. Yes. It's like, this is a dedicated, like, walkway right here. Most everything is at least one pioneer off the floor. One stack height. So it's like, I could walk under this. Making it very easy to walk down here. And it's my main way to get up and down the factory. Some of the problems right now, though, are not producing steel fast enough, and for that, we need some faster belts, and for that, we need to do oil. I didn't actually grab those modular frames or the wire that I needed. I got distracted again. This is going to be a thing. This is gonna happen a lot. This game takes my ADD and it just plays. $350, $40, $400. Yep. A little bit more on the wire side, and we should be good to go. How dark. So I guess you could say we've got three main objectives. Power backup, oil, and get those darn lights done. I know that feeling, as you've no doubt seen, yeah. All right. I don't think I'm going to need that much. I'm pretty sure I'm going to deconstruct some of that. But as soon as I get to the end of this silica production line of constructors here, I'm basically going to end the factory there and start creating, like, walls on that side. That's going to be its furthest extent. Because if I keep going, which I very easily could, I'm going to start running into the steel factory over there, and oh man, that would be a mess. All right, that should be the full silica line. So I'm going to do a loop. And let's say, as a rule, end of factory right there. So we're going to go loop. End of factory there. Taking a moment to appreciate the view. Oh yes, factory big. Factory very big. So there's two styles of play in Satisfactory. There's the mega factory, boom, 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 and you've got the, you know, lots of little satellite factories and like 10,000 different vehicles or whatever connecting them. My question is, ¿por qué no los dos? Why not both? The main function of the big mega factory is to be a primary hub for part storage, having everything on hand to build other things, and to build space elevator parts. When it can't do any of those things, time to build satellite factories. Just to give you an idea of how big it is. These assemblers here are making phase 2 space elevator parts. Smart plating. Versatile frames. Oop. I'm hitting my own belts. Oops. Yeah. The versatile frames would actually be running right now, except for the fact that there's a problem with the steel line, because even though there's a steel factory over there, it cannot keep up with demand right now, because the iron node, the pure iron node feeding it, has a 270 max speed belt on it. So I can't make faster belts yet. It will increase in production dramatically when I can make better belts. All right. How are we doing for alignment here? Alignment still looks good, but we're going to demarcate the end of the factory by building just a pillar straight into the ground. This is going to be sort of mostly a visual element because it supports the factory, like, physically. It looks like this is a pillar that could hold this thing up. And notice, Land Goshen, that is close to the coal plant there. Yeah. It's another reason why the factory must stop. It's like, we need to get it to stop growing. The good thing about being right over this strait of water, though, is that makes it great for setting up water pumps. And we will later. The factory mustn't grow. Oh. Silver Cat Boy. Why? Why have you done this to me? Why? At least put air holes in the thing next time. Silver Cat Boy, you love that one. You love that one. There's a dirt rattling the jar. What did I do to deserve this? All right, these are the bad boys. Get bullied, idiot. Fine. I'll allow this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, going for 20, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Whee! There's a hole here. I know why there's a hole there, is because there's a hyper tube and a ladder and some stairs, but oof. I need to move those. Later. I'm gonna do a total of 40 of these, but I'm... Yes, it was almost a great fall. Hey, Sam. Welcome aboard. How did PvP go last night? I would have watched, but I sort of fell asleep. Vantivam. Vantipu. 3, 4, 25, 26. By the way, I'm lining them up. See those green lines right there? Those are my alignment lines. I'm looking for those. I do have a countdown in the build list on the right that tells me how many I still need to build to hit the goal that I set for myself, which was 40. Here we go. Now that's a capacitor bank. I got a temperature, felt like hot crap on toast for most of the night. Oh, I'm sorry to hear it. No streaming PvP, but did PvP intermittently. Well, I'm glad you got some done, then, and I hope you were feeling good about it. So yeah, big capacitor bank. Now we need something to hook it onto. I could hook it onto the factory main power. But I have a better idea. Is it actually filling? Oh my god, maybe the steel plant's actually catching up. What's powering this nonsense right here? I think it's running right off the factory directly. I see. We have a tool for this. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Sam. I really appreciate it. Hell yeah! I appreciate you. So, let's put a good power tower here. And I'm going to link it up with... The only reason I'm not going to go with that one is because the line goes right through a miner. And I might want to zipline this. So I'm going to send it to that one. There we go. I'm actually not going to hook that back up because I'm actually going to tear this down and rebuild it up there. Obviously, by that silica line I just started up there. Yeah, eventually these are going to point up there. But that's not really urgent, so I'm not going to focus on it right now. I want to focus on our important things. We can do that later. I say this a lot, I've noticed. I do a lot of, like, prioritizations. So, Silver, the way the zipline works... This is the zipline tool. So say I'm going to zipline from our quartz cliff here over to where the steel plant is. Yeah, the miner's there. But the thing I need is for these power lines to not be clipping right through it. That's why that one works better than the other one. Because that one, the cable line went right through it. That would have dismounted me immediately. So the chimney stack from the coal plant can do the same thing. I'm just obliterating children on the regular? What? I got some news today that I can also do the affiliate thing when we get the special needs trust account set up. Well, that's good. It would actually be very cool for you to hit affiliates, Sam. Oh, going right through. Oh. You can't see it, but my head just hit the desk. That was an Azure Pyro style level pun, I have to say. Oh, okay. So it's really, you have full control over when and where it starts. Gotcha. So as soon as you do the onboarding, which, you know, I'm familiar with. All right, that makes sense. Terrible puns have run off. Yes, yes, they have. That was a terrible pun. What do I need to build this? I need some silica. Well, if only I knew of a silica construction line. This one'll do. God, I built those back when we were in Tier 1 and Tier 2. And they're still sitting there. I should go and tell Azure how you just punned the hell out of me, Silver. So, how are you doing today, Silver? You were on all day yesterday. Did you sleep at least? You know, the one thing I wish these batteries had? I wish they had a ladder. That clipped right through the ground. I don't like that. Put it up on a pole. Okay, so. Oh, Silver. What I've done there is I've essentially directly linked this battery array that we are setting up directly to the power poles. Directly to the power tower system. Okay. It's going to be about 4 hours until that's fully charged. But it's going to provide us much better protection in case we do go over our power threshold. 5 hours to charge. It's floating around. I mean, you have heard of her, Silver. Actually, wouldn't it be a him? So it was the Sandman? Anyway, I'm making obscure references. Alright. Let's check that off our to-do list because, you know, we're ADHD like that. We like our checklists. So, a lot of the stuff that we need going forward, we're not going to get until we actually start building things with... I have short-term memory. I've never heard of them. Okay. The Sandman. The Sandman was it was a whole myth around the guy who would sprinkle sand in your eyes and that caused you to sleep. Oh, well, I guess that makes sense. There was a song in it's like the 40s or 50s about the Sandman. I kind of grew up with that song. Well, first things first. We have more than enough motors. Grab some EIBs. See if we have enough pipe. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. There's a whole culture of thing around that. Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. This belt is the problem. It's 270 limited because I can't make faster belts yet. Iron smelters can't get enough iron. And so the foundries are all sitting here going, I got lots of coal, but I don't have enough iron. Yes, I know there's an iron node right there. That doesn't help me. $780 meters. Oof. So, like, way over there. There's 3 of them. There are times I wonder if I've made mistakes. I suppose I could grab those 3 iron nodes that are 780 meters away. But also I could just push progression and get a 480 belt. Which this miner would more than do. And that's what this factory is designed for, is 480 a minute. Right now it's getting 240. That's the best I can do right now. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. All right. Yeah, we're almost there. 200, 400, 600. Let me show you one other fun little mod that I have in the current loadout. One that I probably haven't been using nearly as much and probably should be using more. One that I think is sometimes very underappreciated. So, this is our current objective in the milestone terminal. Little button down here. Add to to-do list. That's literally all it does. Well, that's all that button does. The mod actually does a number of things. But that's super useful for me right now because it's like, what do I have, what do I not have on our current objective? I need some... not you. I love it when the sun goes down. It means there's no light on everything I'm looking at. Come to an alien solar system. There are 2 suns. You would think it'd be twice as much light. No. It's still dark, at least some of the time.
Milestone reached.
As Laveau is fond of saying,
oil-based products.
Here's where the headache starts.
The byproducts of oil refinement can be used after further processing, as seen in the refinery. Caution. This is a reminder to minimize the chance of expiration during out-of-base activities.
Alright. Binaries. Solid input? No. Fluid solid in. I guess I just want fluid in with Mark 1 pipes. So, oh boy, that's a parts list. I would actually kind of say that, like, refineries is actually when the game starts to get fun for me. Maybe that's because of the complexity, but I also know that, like, grates on other people. I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, I think. I think it's more for me, this is the part in the game where a lot of new recipes unlock for you because they're related to the refinery, which opens up a lot of new options. So how's everybody doing? Good. 400, 600. Take all the pipes that are left. Ugh. Let's talk about factory organization for a hot minute. There actually is a certain amount of method to the madness of the layout. Makes sense, Laveau. Makes sense. I did a whole lot of that yesterday. So that section over there is copper. This is iron. We've got the concrete line, deuterium, and over there are going to be a couple of quartz lines. One we've already started. We have a whole row of just assemblers assembling things. It's not really very important what, except that there is some logic. Like, the logic starts with, you know, reinforced iron plates, modular frames, then we're making rotors, then we're making stators, then we're making motors, etc., etc., etc. It gets more complicated as it goes out. The same down there, except now you're doing space elevator parts. Well, going to continue this sort of logic out. We're starting at this end of the factory, which is very simple stuff. Smelter and constructor stuff. Then we move on to assembler level stuff. Well, we just unlocked refineries, so we're going to put a little gap in between the two rows, but then we're just going to do a big old row of refineries. Now, the thing is, it's not going to take the whole factory. The factory's way the hell too big, and you don't need that many refineries. So, probably at some point, it's going to switch from refineries to blenders, but that's going to be around tier 7. For now, so 1, 2, 3 foundations is a nice gap. Time for some big boys. Next smudge distance. Part of me wants to see if I can miss that rock. Probably want to miss it completely, but I can at least do a good job of avoiding it if I plan ahead a little. Okay. Refineries are a little funny in that I can't really sit there and do like the walkway as the primary joint point because it doesn't line up exactly. So the primary thing I use to make sure that they are keyed perfectly next to each other is that sort of little hand railing, safety railing up there at the top of the ladder. If those two are up against each other, the refineries are aligned properly. We're not going to miss them perfectly. The rock, I mean. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. It clips right through the rock. Okay. You know, if there's going to be a gap anyway... I mean, let's be smart about this. There's a rock. Pick a nice point that's adjacent to the rock, but not clipping through it. Line ourselves up with the boy back there. And what I've done there is I've created a little walkway. Instead of having a big gap there on the rock end, put the gap here. This is going to be useful. A couple of reasons. First of all, we have big pipes in the way. That makes it really hard to get between the front and the back of these things. Big pipes in the way. The second thing is, even if it wasn't for the pipes in the way, you got these two ladders. I can't walk between these things. These are the first buildings that we get that we can't just walk down the middle of. Like the assemblers, it's like I have them right up next to each other. Walk right between them. Constructors, well, you can, but with some difficulty. A little bit of parkour jumping. But with the refinery, there is no way getting through that unless you have a jetpack. So I'm leaving a walkway. This is also going to be really useful later because I'm going to run pipes down it too. So, thinking ahead. I am going to finish the walkway though, because that's going to be useful later. That's a hole. I don't like holes. Not in the middle of my factory, anyway. Alright. So we have 4 sets of 3, so that's 12. 3 more. Let's see. Plus 9. Yeah, that sounds about right. We need like 21 or 22 for everything that we're going to build. Now the question is, how close do I want to put these? I have a guideline. Awesome sync. Very nice guideline. So I gave a little bit of a walkway, or a pipeway as needed. And then we're going to start refineries again. And believe me, we will use those awesome sinks. We will use the piss out of them. Alright, how's my alignment? How did I do? Terrible! I did terrible. I should feel ashamed of myself. That exceeds max nudge distance. Okay. Come on. Let's get a little closer this time. That should be right on the money. Yeah, that looks right. Blueprints. One more. Okay. That's 21 refineries. Are we going to be processing that much oil? Oh, no. No. Oh, goodness, no. No, 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 no. Now, this first block of 6 refineries right here, that will refine the oil. This next block of 2 are going to be the first set that handle the heavy oil residue. But that will not be enough. So, the second block of 2, and probably this one here, like the next one in the third set, will probably all be also working on heavy oil residue. And the 2 on the end will probably actually be refining products with water. Like, biofuel. Cloth. But first things first. First things first. We need oil. Well, it's a good thing we built this thing right next to the friggin' Spire Coast, which is lousy with oil. We just need to get it up here. Quick question. How big do we want the factory to be in this direction? I have a very simple thought on that. There's a rock right there. Up to the rock. Can we fit another one? Ooh, that's real close. Yeah, I think that would actually clip inside the factory in places. Yeah, let's go back one. It's like, I do want to be close to nature, but I do not want it to be inside the factory if I can at all help it. What am I going to do with all of this space after the refineries that I'm going out all this far? This is going to be manufacturer's row, right up against the back of the factory here. Whole length of the factory, it's going to be manufacturers. I'm out of cement. Time to stop. But Mitha, where will you put the buildings past manufacturers? There's more buildings, there's blenders, there's particle accelerators. I'm putting the blenders in the same row with the refineries, and the particle accelerators are not going in this factory. Particle accelerators are going somewhere else. At some point, you have to draw a line and say, mega factory too big. Mega factory too big. Now, where you draw that line, obviously, is going to be up to the individual player, and it's really much different strokes for different folks. For me, a lot of my rules depend on the actual physical footprint of the area. I build with the terrain. I don't build against it, per se. I have this sort of artistic pseudo style, I just call it solar punk, where it's like everything needs to have as much natural light as possible. I like glass roofs. I like being able to go and stand at the window of my factory and look outside and see green. To me, that is my idea of space fantasy future. Standing at a window and seeing green. I know, it's a fantasy. Let a girl dream. Let a girl dream. What's even better is the idea of, like, I'm looking out of the window of my factory and I see a waterfall. That's friggin' cool, you know? Well, maybe just to me. Alright, I'm gonna need to get this out of the way, fortunately. Because... what time is it, everybody? It's pipe time! Alright, let's see. How does this line up? Dead center. Okay. I sort of imagine a Pictomancer with a giant, like, paintbrush standing there holding it up vertically and casting something, and it's just like, that's me. It's like, get my alignment right. 14 players will understand this. Imagine there's going to be a receiving pipeline on this side too. Oops, I didn't need 3, just 2. Come on, there we go. A little bit of planning ahead here. This will be the corner of the factory. So, I'm going to put a little block there to indicate that's the corner. This one is actually going to be setting something else in reserve. I'm going to mark it red for a different reason. That is actually going to be a vertical lift closet. One of the things I'm going to do in this factory are there going to be vertical lift closets in a number of places. It's literally a one foundation square running vertically up and down the entire factory almost, full of nothing but lifts into floor holes going up and down, moving material between floors. So the red blocked foundation is marking that's going to be a lift closet. This little line is just mostly, it mostly marks this is the end of the factory. It's like factory end is right here. But also, I'm going to immediately start punching holes in this, as you will see. So, first things first. There's going to be a hypertube wall hole. Then pipe wall hole, except there will be two of those because we are at 300 belts right now, or 270 belts, but no, 300 pipes, 300 fluid per minute pipes. And what we're moving is going to essentially be about 600 or so. Like, there's a lot more than that here in this area, here in the Spire Coast. I could go way higher than that. But the specific count for the amount of oil I need to rig and power this, I need about 600. 600 pipes worth. So that's sort of the plan. Three, four. Yeah, okay. I'm just sort of explaining my thought process as I go along. No. Let's go with... You know, I just noticed I have like almost no pipe making material. Gonna make this super neat and tidy. And then I run out of material. Because I'm a silly cat. Meow! If only I knew someone with wings. Cats always land on their feet, right? Do you think 3,000 is enough copper per pipes? You're right, probably not, but we'll come back if we need more. Let me think. We're gonna need some pumps. Because of course we're trying to get all of this oil up from the ground up a very tall factory. So there's gonna be a fair amount of pumping involved. Valves are sort of funny. You get valves kind of before you can even make them. It's like they take forever. You can't even make that yet. But, well, we get these refineries running. There's a great irony with oil refining in this game. At first, you start off, it's all about, do you have enough oil to make the oil products that you need? The problem with that is the byproduct, heavy oil residue. But the game's like, okay, well, we'll start giving you some options of what to do with this. Because if it fills up, everything shuts down. Okay. But then for me, it's like, actually, these things that we're making with the residue are more interesting to me than the things we're making with the oil. I actually kind of want more of those. Now you just hit a point where you're refining oil for the byproducts instead of the main products. Oil. I'm going to say for the record, I hate oil in real world. I hate it. I think it's stupid. I think we need to get away from it. It causes way too many wars. I like to joke that I bring enough oil into this factory to make the US military want to conquer it. I make this joke as an American. Why did I just put a door on top of the wall of the factory that is a good number of meters in the sky? We have the zombie Lavos. The Lavos zombie. How are you holding up, Lavos? You've been having a hard time of it. This is something about the game that annoys the crap out of me. When you're placing the catwalk corner piece, I can sit here and change between Zoop and regular mode, but it won't give you any feedback telling you which one you're in. I mean, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? I don't know if this is an infinite Zoop thing or what. Regardless, whatever... It always seems to be in Zoop mode, and I can't ever actually turn it off, and it's like... I don't know if this is a mod doing this, or if this is just Satisfactory being weird. Still tired, but feeling best. Stay up for now, so I can hopefully sleep later tonight well enough. Oh, I hope so, you know. Alright. We're gonna continue with that corner post that indicates factory ends here. And it also visually sort of looks like this is a corner post that holds up the factory. It doesn't actually, of course, but, you know, it's a visual element. Well, thank you, dear. I don't know if I'm actually that, but I'll take your word for it. My alignment is doo-doo. I'm gonna have to redo this. Yeah, it's definitely not what I wanted. That's where the top one came down. So what if we went here instead? It should put them at the same height. It does. And if I did this right, one straight piece exactly. Voila. Beautiful. Perfection. Mwah. Now, what I'm thinking, that wonderful little visual element, the corner post of the factory, that says, you know, this is where factory ends. It's also a nice, convenient little, like, hole for putting pipes on. Yes, go self-care, Lavos. Go self-care. So I'm using horizontal to vertical mode. Pipes have like 4 different modes, and you switch between them with the R key. Auto just sort of figures the most sensible, logical one. Auto 2D, well, I don't know what it's doing, honestly. That's a question for Coffee Stain. I don't know what it's doing. You would think it would be really easy to figure out a route from the X point to Y point from what we're looking at right now, but apparently it just can't do it. I don't know what Auto 2D really... Yes, Tiggy laying pipe is exactly what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what Auto 2D mode does. It just seems to break a lot. Noodle is probably the absolute best described one of the group, because that's exactly what it is. It's just, it does the most limp noodle version of it. And that's actually really useful in some situations where it looks like it should connect, but it's a really weird bend. Noodle can usually do it. But the fun one is horizontal to vertical, because it makes the, you know, straight horizontal and verticals with 90-degree turns. Makes things look very neat and organized. So straight, I should probably be against it. Zing! There's a job. There's a joke 2 people will get. Well, the queer people. The queer people will get it. check something real quick. Does that clip? No, miraculously enough, that does not clip. But I am going to nudge it to the side a little because I want to leave a little channel down the middle. Because the channel down the middle is going to be electrical power, which is going to become very important in about 5 minutes. Putting an electrical socket there. It doesn't do anything yet, but it will later. And while we're at it, let's put another one right there. Okay. So what we've got is the start. Now, who wants a beach episode? It's time for the beach episode of this particular anime. Beach episode. Now you can see very clearly what I did up there. And we're gonna keep doing it. I'm trying to make it look as neat as we can get it. Because otherwise, it will bug me for the rest of this playthrough. Like, yeah, that right there. That's what I'm talking about. Neat. Do it neat. Nudge mode. There we go. And we're gonna go right down into the bay. Which is just up to about the height of where we're standing, the platform we're standing on. General idea being that everything then needs to be slightly under that level. Alright, now that we're down to ground level, we need to get electrical power over here, so we're gonna go take a walk. Well, that looks silly. Do I need to fix this? No. Am I going to anyway because it looks silly to me? Yes. Well, the good news is the versatile frames production seems to be operating again, even if it's very slow. That's the steel issue. We're gonna have a problem. I came here for this guy. Hello. Dun-dun, dun-dun. Power tower! Basically doing a long power run that runs the entire length of the mega factory, but from the underside. The primary advantage here is that it essentially bypasses the entire factory. And I can bring it out here. Well, that clips. Because we're going to need this power in a few minutes. Also, I should probably start collecting some of these slugs. Oh, hi there. So I think we're out. Hi there! Excuse me, slug, as I stroke your body with my hands. I'm not sure if that's really furry or not. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with a lot of the chat delay you were seeing last time, Lavos. I think it was mostly on Twitch's end. And that poor slug? No. No. No, I have it. It is mine now. Precious. Precious. Mine. All right, let's see. Obviously gonna need a midpoint. Let's see here. What have I got? In stacks with 2 pipes. Too tall. Eyeballing it. Not too bad. Are those clipping? No. I don't like it. I don't like it. Instead, let's go with 2 right next to each other. One and 2. Humpty Dumpty, that's a lot better. Okay. This bad boy can just go straight to the power tower. And I'm gonna make a 3rd one of these. Just like the first 2, except this one on the top, we are putting hypertube stack. for our third pipe. And I ran out of steel. This will probably be problematic. Nut bunnies. I've been on the air for about 2 hours, 45 minutes or so. I think it's time for a quick self-care break. It's only a break, and we'll come back. Let's reset the timer. Good. Yes, fresh snack. Cat need fish. Cat need fish badly. We're big on self-care around here, after all. Be right back. To answer that question, yes, Silver is generally very good with, like, stream stuff. And was very much, like, last Wednesday's session of this, like, vibrating autistically. It's like, we need to get you redeemed set up. We need to get you redeemed set up. And we did. Only now we found the first issue. Like, I'm just sitting here, like, doing my hyperfixation playing on Satisfactory thing, and periodically stopping to explain stuff, which I'm very good at. But the problem is, I'm sitting here like, I had no idea there were redeems going off, because it wasn't giving me any kind of indication or clue. So it's like, wait a minute. When I go on break and I go back and I go through the chat logs, like, oh, hey, there's been all of these redeems and I had no fucking clue. It's just like, wait, why wasn't it notifying me that stuff was happening? So, yeah, that's an issue we're going to need to look into. And I'm probably going to, like, beg help from Silver Catboy to try and figure out why I'm not getting any kind of notification on this. For the moment, I'm just trying to keep an eye on the chat, just to try and chat with people. I didn't see that there were redeems going off. Which, I'm glad they are going off. That's what they're for. And that's what channel points are for, but it's just like... Yeah. Yeah. But we're gonna need to go into the settings, and like it's gonna be a bit of a process. So that's probably gonna be a between streams thing. I suspect we're gonna work on that tonight. Just as a quick FYI. Why is he clipping? What? What the fuck? I'm so confused. I've made mistakes. Yep. Well, that was funny. Bloop. Okay. There we go. Just wanted a way to get back up the factory fairly quickly and efficiently, you know? Alright. Yeah, it impaled itself on 2 pipes. I'm just like... I don't know, man. This is like some drug shit or something. I don't know. So when it turns red, I need to stop, back up, and like put down a pipe support. I hear a slug. I'm going to read out that entire post because I think it's funny. I mean, it just impaled itself on 2 pipes, pulled itself forward on them, then casually walked away like it's another Tuesday, which it is. Thank you, Lavos. That perfectly described my feelings on the situation. Are we gonna have problems? Yes, because I shot it. Let me get my hands on that sluggy boy. I mean, yes, the water bottle thing only works on small cats. It doesn't work on big cats. That said, there are some things that small cats do that you wouldn't think big cats do, but they do. Purring, for example. They can purr. It's just kind of a different sound. It's a lot deeper. Go sometime onto YouTube and Google tiger purring. It's amazing. Well, it depends on which kind of tiger, too. Like, some large panthers can. You have to get very specific. It's like, let's talk about specific species and stuff. Yeah. Some can. Again, go look it up. Like, I know there are actual videos about this on YouTube. I actually have some first-hand experience too, because of course we were working with a wildlife rescue foundation one year at Further Confusion when I was on staff, and of course being on staff, it's like, okay, I'm right up next to actual wild animals in a hotel. It was a very cool presentation, though. I wanted to pet the cheetah. This was generally advised to be a bad idea. Yeah. The thing is, I've always felt it better to try and keep the pronouns of the character aligned with the pronouns of the person. But, you know, if you want to call me Tiger Self in real life, I probably wouldn't object. Just saying. I wouldn't consider it one of my regular pronouns, but, you know, maybe when I'm streaming. I don't know. I'd have to see how I feel about that. It sounds like a very cool non-binary pronoun, to be perfectly honest, Lavos. Tiger Self. Or just Tig Self for short. Babies. Babies. There's like 4 of them. Did I bring stuff? I did bring stuff. Bloop. 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 Do I have enough for 4? Absolutely. Babies. I bring you the gift of fruit. Fruit? Yes. Yay, you can now bring me nuclear waste. I don't remember the correct name. Can't remember how to spell it to save my life. Bye, please. Apparently, I need to be on the next island. Well, that's okay. Because that's going to happen. 'Cause there's an oil patch over there. Do I need to build it above the water? No. No, I don't need to do that. Cat does not like getting wet. Cats hate getting wet. All right. First things first. Let's see if anyone takes the bait. Oh, never mind. Oh, okay. So we need to start keeping track of this. Top pipe. Bottom pipe. We're currently pumping into the lower pipe. This one is 120 out of 300. Because these are 300 pipes. The goal is to fill both 300 pipes. There's more than enough oil out here to do this. Nobody took my bait. Is this super neat? No. Does it need to be? Probably not. One of these days I might make a blueprint that's just like a really neat looking like oil refinery shed or something. Today is not that day. Maybe. Whoop. I'm a ninja. Oh. I just spontaneously just fell through the world. That's great. Well, at least I know exactly where my box is. That was not what I was trying to do. Hang on. I like that I was able to, like, parachute while dead. That was amusing. Don't like how that clips through a tree. I die and come back, and it's like nobody's taken that bait. Oh, Lord. Fine. I don't think the lizard doggos here like me. Maybe because I was going to name them after Galarian deities. But spell them badly, which is very me. Hi. Have a treat? Have a treat? Oh, he ran away. Run away! One of them noticed. Okay, you can be Desna. Oh, you want one too? Here, have one. You can have one. Oh, he ran away. Okay. Right! I got distracted again. I'm easy to distract with cute dogs. Okay, so I'm gonna add 60 to this, so that becomes 180. Oh hey, we completed a space elevator part. Oi. You can have one. Nope, nope. He got distracted and ran away. Okay. This is the 120. We already noted this one. Hey, Rory? Oh, no, you're a different one. Okay. You're not a Rory. You're a different one. Yay! You can be Sarah. I have no idea if I'm spelling this correctly. Don't quote me on my spelling. You need power. There you go. Okay, that's 60. So that brings the total here 120, 60, 60, 240. We only need one more 60 to finish the lower one. Can you pet the dog? Yes, you can pet the dog! You can pet the dog! Hey, Hallelujah! How you doing? That's you have to tame them first by giving them a bit of food and letting them come to you. But once they trust you, it's like then you can pet them, and sometimes they will bring you things. Usually nuclear waste. Hi, Desna. All right. There's another one out there. Can we get his attention? Coming? Oh, no, he's walking away. Okay. Don't stand on the sulfur. It's stinky. Meh. Cat no like water. Oh, big nose dog face. Big doggy. Okay. Come on. Come on, baby. I'm gonna name you Shellen. Yay! You can be Shellen. And now we have the gay goddess triumvirate. $90, $180. I think they're on the other side of this rock. I mean, she just... I like cute little animals. So sue me. I don't know that radioactive waste is cute exactly. So we're gonna go. There's that boy. And there's another one right here. It's just like literally two nodes right next to each other. How much are these? Ooh, 120. Okay, we can't put that on that particular pipe. Now let's go on the other pipe. This one's a 60. This one will do. I'm gonna come back here in a bit and run power. But first... This is not going to be the neatest pipe in the world, but it doesn't have to be. I'm going to see it like once when I lay these pipes and then never again. Yeah. Give it a slight elevation up out of the water. I hate being in the water. But I don't see a way around it right now. Now, power. Power, power, power. Where did all the babies go? Oh, hello. I will pet you in a moment. I'm carrying a power line. Okay. I'd like it if this went about here, but I'm worried it's going to clip. Yes. So let's do about there, but hopefully it won't clip. Let's see. And that should about do it for the bottom pipe. The bottom pipe should now be at 300 out of 300. So, no more for bottom pipe. Only top pipe. Okay. Babies. Okay. Hello, Shellen. Hello, Desna. Hello, Saren Ray. Okay. Big babies. I don't like being in the water, but it's like I will if I have to. Babies. I just turn around and just like, they're right there. Oh, okay, they leashed. They're doing other things now, and that's fine. Did that clip? No, it didn't clip. Good, 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 good. Okay. Oh, hello. Saren Ray brought us a bacon agaric. Yay! See, that's nice. Top pipe, 120 or 300. Okay, now, if I'm not mistaken, we did all those. Yeah, there's one about 270 meters that way. Okay. And if I'm memory serves, that's the one that's pure quality. Now, of course, the great irony of all of this is there are literally 2 oil nodes right next to the factory that I haven't even tapped yet. Oh, oh, you're additional babies I do not know. And they have already run off. Okay. 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 Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. One cable. One cable. This is just Tuesday problems. Let's call this just Tuesday problems, hmm? I need one cable. There. Hi, Frank. Frank the Factory Bean. Excuse me, Frank. Please don't straddle this one. Like you did the last one. Check real quick. What is throughput on this guy? Yes, 240. So 240 plus 120. Can anybody tell me? Bet you didn't know there'd be a pop quiz. We're actually a little over. But that's okay. Very good, Laveau. All right. So that means the second pipe is now full, if not full to busting. So we have two pipes, both pulling 300. Yes, one is technically 360, but the thing is, these are 300 pipes. It won't actually move the last 60. Come on, get back on the tower. There we go. I already see our first problem. What's going on here? One's full, the other one's not. Yay, the headache. This is the headache. The headache, right here. Fluid dynamics. So, here's the thing. These base, like, oil extractor units, they should have about, what? 10 meters of head lift? Let me check real quick. Yeah, 10 meters of head lift. So they should be able to go 10 meters straight up. It seems to be moving now. Alright, alright, alright. Doing okay. Now it's around about this point where we're gonna just need to start making the ascent. So let's start doing some pre-pumping. That right there means we now have 20 meters head lift. We're getting some start. The idea is we just need to go vertically up to the second floor. Once that's done, we shouldn't need any more head lift. This is about half full, so we're going to need to put some head lifts somewhere in this pipe. getting a ring, but it's not very helpful. So let's start about here. It's not very helpful because it's moving with me, so it's like, it's based on the location of the one I'm placing. So, let's just, for now... I'm gonna run out of cable again. See what this does. It's not going to go very far, because it's only just going to go up about 20 meters and stop. Yeah, it stopped. Okay. So, we figure... it's now giving us a static ring. Just got to get it pointing the right direction. Now I'm going to take power nub. I don't have a cable. Okay, hang on a second. I should also probably shut off the making of those bad boys, because that's done. If I shut that off, that'll save a lot on our steel production. I'm just hoping by the end of today, we'll at least start making some rubber and some plastic. Looks back at the chat to see if she's missed anything. See, now I'm a little paranoid. Also, only one end of the pipe is connected up here. I'm gonna need to do something with that. Ad break. Ad break, ad break. Yay. I picked such an exciting point here, so it's just like, okay, we're in an ad break. Well, this isn't exciting, so. But then it's satisfactory, so it's sort of like, that's really exciting. It's not exactly an exciting game, it's a chillax game. Really, if you think about it. As I sit here and talk to the subscribers. Go up top. Let's see. Is it actually making it all the way up? No. It's gonna need at least one more set of pumps. That's sort of what I figured. Yeah. right there. Come on. There we go. Wait, what? Game, really? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, that was exciting. Welcome back to those who were on the ad break. Okay. So I don't need that anymore. The spice must flow. Okay, so a couple of things we're gonna do here. I haven't put any power or any recipe yet on these bad boys. Right now they just have a bunch of oil flowing through them and then nothing happening from that point. I want to put the output on. Because on these, that heavy oil residue is almost as important as the main product. So what I'm going to do is have the other length of oil come in around the other side. A little bit of fun fact about fluid dynamics in this game. One of the things that you learn doing a lot of fluid dynamics is you kind of want to give fluids two ways to come at something, because it tends to slow way the heck down if it's only coming in a single direction. Until it gets fully filled up, it just sort of slows down and doesn't actually move at the proper speed it's supposed to. If you give it inputs from both ends and it's filling from both ends, it tends to fill up a lot faster and therefore it tends to actually flow at its proper rate most of the time. It's a good troubleshooting step. So this top one, with our second batch of 300, is going to come around the other side. However, the bottom pipe here, I'm going to color it pink. This guy, that's going to be our heavy residue pipe. It's more purple, isn't it? Yeah, let's go with purple. Feels better. Come on in. I'm looking for the little green line. I don't always get it. I'm doing math in my head, and I'm just sitting here going, I don't like it. So, here's the problem. We're producing 3 products directly from oil. These 2 red guys will represent plastic. And let's use orange, and let's say rubber. And the third product is actually latex. The problem is, I need about double that in rubber production. Because all told, the game uses about 3 times as much rubber as it does plastic, particularly the way I do it. So I'm looking at this going, I need more rubber refineries. And then looking over here going, do I really need that many on that side? Do we have room for 2 refineries in here? I suppose I could just nudge things over a bit, couldn't I? You want to see my process, my thought process? This is how it goes. Yes, I think I'm going to take 2 of these refineries and shunt them over. This is another of the big advantages of sitting here and using blueprints. Blueprints are very handy for this. It's like this whole process of sitting here figuring out how much am I going to put where. If you can quickly whip them up and take them down, you know, blueprints really help for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm thinking like that guy for latex. And I'm kind of thinking maybe one guy like that. It's actually going to be the line that makes cable. So here's what I'm generally thinking. These guys right here, screen guys, these will make cable. Then there's going to be one guy here on the end who makes smokeless powder, also known as gunpowder. Then we're going to have a boy here that's like, he makes fuel. Red makes turbo fuel. Then I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just making nothing but petrocoke. Petrocoke for days. Petrocoke for days. And while we're at it, we're going to throw in here one last set. But I don't know that we'd need all 3 exactly. So I'm just going to use one as a spacer, I think. Yeah, nice spacer right there. Like we did earlier with the spacer. Except these two, these are going to make water-based products, so we're talking like biofuel, and that one's going to make cloth. That's sort of what I'm thinking. Okay. Oh, look. Perfect fit. I like a perfect fit. I really like a perfect fit. Okay. So, pipe. Take this one around the corner. But let's do it neat, because I'm going to have to look at it a lot. Perfect right-hand turn. Good, good, good. Next one's going to have to be up on a post. Because he's going to have to interact with something that's up on the second deck. Hold. 1, 2. And I'm thinking we take the... This is the crude oil pipe. And he's gonna go down there. Let's start coloring these, shall we? Let's use black for crude oil. You know, make this, good and OSHA compliant. Stuff is color-coded based on what's inside it. So it's like a bunch of these black pipes. Because that's all the incoming crude oil. Now this guy... I don't like that. Let's try horizontal. They don't look that bad, actually. I put them up on the post because I need to be able to access the solid output port on these. There we go. That looks nice and neat. I like that. Okay. All of these guys should be full of crude oil. You can hear it. Can you hear that? Okay. Good, 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 good. One thing I want to do before I power these up. Solid output port. You always know. It's like, you've been streaming for a while, because that's when you start running out of materials, right? Parts, parts, parts. Here we go. Back to work. Work, work. Work, work. I don't think I do a very good impression of the bird from the Flintstones. Put those on hold for now. Don't really need them right now. Now that the, you can actually see up there in the upper right, the versatile frames are done. All 2,500 of them. Okay, that should about do it. Now with our lovely Mark III lifts, we send them down to the first floor. Now, one other thing we're going to do while we're at it. One, two. There to there. There to there. And that's going to be the path of our heavy oil residue. Making use of this gap that we created earlier. Like I just needed this space to sit there and move stuff between the front and the back. I suppose I could go down to the first floor with it and then come back up, but oh man. I mean, it would be like, ugh. It would be a headache. I suppose I could run it along the ceiling on the first floor, but fluids are annoying. and it's, you know, something like Lavos could probably attest. They don't like to get moved around a lot, so I'm trying not to sit there and like put them in a situation where they have to go up and down a whole bunch. This guy's gonna make latex. Basic rubber recipe for now. We're gonna want to do something like super like complicated or efficient. We can do that later. All right, now. Sending the power connection down to the first floor. And now we connect them together. Can't actually make beams yet, can I? Don't actually have the recipe yet. But for this bad boy, for fuel, I'm thinking that one. No byproduct. Let's see. I like things that use heavy oil residue. Whoop. I found the end of my construction. Well, I guess I'm down here now. Now we have power. Now, in theory, everything we've been setting up should now be... Hey, look at that. Green lights. Green lights. They all running. Well, up to there at least. these guys aren't still, like, hooked up yet. And we don't actually have the biofuel recipe yet, so some of these we're going to have to go back and program later after we do some milestones. Or MAM research in the case of gunpowder. That's the heavy. It's already in the pipes and running. Now the fun thing is, if I can get it over to the other side, it can start making fuel right the fuck now. This is also a heavy pipe. That's a heavy pipe, that's a heavy pipe. That one is not, it's water. So, let's take this out. Hook that up. Hook that up. Mostly just want it to clear that rock. I just made it and it's already flowing. The only thing about that is so the big array of 6 different refineries doing nothing but petrocoke. This serves a couple of different functions besides just making petrocoke, so I have some to sit there and make a little bit of a steel line off of. It also serves the purpose of, hey, the system is stopped because it's completely full of heavy. I need some way to vent it really quickly. Turn it into petrocoke and shove it into the awesome sink. Or, if I'm feeling particularly, like, low on power, put up some, some coal jennies, feed it in there. Or I could switch the refineries over to make fuel, but I don't really have fuel gens yet, so it's like, I put them in a coal gen though. Petrocoke. Fuel is getting made. Too bad I don't have a way to package it yet. We might want to look at that. $103 plastic. It's happening. We should probably do something about that. What is it Cat always said? If you like it and you should have put a bin on it. Let's see that. Check my work. Looks good. Plastic. It's plastic. It's fantastic. Then we should have 6 conveyor lifts of nothing but rubber. And then one on the end making latex. Making sure I got my count right, you know? I don't want to suddenly shove latex into a rubber bin. That would not be sanitary. All right. So, now what? Very simply, we need to push our milestones. Again, the goal here is trains. I've made a nice little handy checklist, and it's been on the right-hand side this whole time. But my head sort of obscures it. But we have a nice little checklist over here. Oil obtained. Well, the first thing in that checklist, we just did that. We can actually sort of remove that from our list. Next thing, we need to automate heavy modular frames, automate the 2 kinds of fuel that I mostly use, and then automate computers. And at that point, we're ready to unlock Mark IV belts, and hopefully trains. And then we become Train World. To make any of this stuff, we're going to need the plastic as one, and the rubber as one of the ingredients. So let's focus on this one next. In fact, let's do our little mod, since this is a modded playthrough, and we're going to go bloop. Let's make me a checklist. It's motors. I keep looking back, expecting them to, like, have there been, like, redeems I've missed? I need to fix that. Okay. I need some cable. And we should be good to go. This will enable us to automate heavy modular frames, computers, just about anything we want, because this one gives us manufacturers. However, belting up manufacturers is, oh boy, that's going to be a whole production.
Milestone reached. The manufacturer increases production complexity. A critical look at production line logistics and efficiency is recommended during integration. The truck allows for increased efficiency in transportation, automated or otherwise. New project parts enable progress to the next phase.
Oh, hello. Eva Havanoa? There is not exactly a Discord set up yet, though that is actually in progress. That is a progress, that is a thing that is currently going on, when something we are currently working on. It exists, it's set up, it's just not exactly, it's like we're not ready to get people added to it yet, so stand by on that one. As soon as it's ready, believe me, it'll be down in the about. Also, welcome aboard. So now, almost immediately, you see, besides like maybe the gas mask, which requires us to get everything belted up from the latex to the cloth refinery. Actually, do I have 50 cloth left over? I might. I do. Check that out. How about a callback to like episode 1? But yeah, doing this one's going to require heavy modular frames, and I think almost everything after this is going to require them. Like, better belts, it's going to require computers and heavy modular frames. That requires us to actually finish belting fuel. And then trains and everything that is associated with them are just built from heavy modular frames. I don't know what to tell you. So let's come back to that, shall we? We now have a whole bunch of rubber and plastic, so we can now start doing a bunch of MAM things that required rubber and plastic. Let's see what we got out there. I could probably do that one if I go pick up some of the AI limiters we're making. Or, yeah, I should probably do that one. We never found a purple slug, did we? This one we could probably do. Go grab some black powder. So don't we have a hard drive on us? We need some packaged fuel. Some of the compacted coal. Well, one of the things I can do, and this is the enhanced MAM mod, by the way, Add to to-do list. Add to to-do list. Add that one to the to-do list. You know, I could probably do that one as well. Yeah, I think all of those are immediately doable. We just need to go grab some stuff. Ah, here we go. Powder. Don't need a full stack, just a half stack. Compacted coal. Well, I mean, we only need 15. Okay. Did I grab some AI loaders? Did. Not. Just keep a stack. Yeah, I'm still amazed that, you know, now suddenly steel is keeping up, but, well, we did shut down the versatile frames line because, you know, popcorn! I love popcorn. Good call, Lavos. Good call. So we need 100 of this. There we go. Only need a half stack, so here we go. Actually, I don't even need to run back up there. I can just go wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. It's too bad I can't have my coffee cup out when I'm doing this. We are now able to unlock gun. Now we just need to finish packaging fuel, really. How's your popcorn, Lavos? I'm not gonna have enough now. That's okay. Or when the cloth refinery melted up, we'll have more than enough. So I think we need this one in order to package stuff. But we need the heavy modular frames to do it. Which we just unlocked the ability to do that, but oh man, setting up the automation, well, this is going to be a whole project. A whole project. A whole tomorrow project, I'm thinking. Very good. Butter on that popcorn. See, now you're making me hungry. And that's a problem. I think at some point, I do want to sit down and try and see if I can figure out why I can't hear the redeems, so I'm going to need to fix that. Which is probably going to wind up being my project tonight. I think we should probably focus on doing HMF's automation tomorrow, because that's going to be a whole day project. So, I got 5 more packages of butter. One, so I'll just cook it a bit more next time. I can fix that, Sam says. Who says they're deafened? I need butter for this popcorn. It's got a nice butter taste, but I'd kill for some butter sauce. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it says you're deafened. I don't know why that is. I don't know. Because the next thing we gotta do is HMF automation. Oh man, that's gonna take hours of work. And this stream's got maybe 30 minutes left on it. If that. So I'm kind of wondering, if I should raid out and look at the redeems problem. So I want to get that fixed before tomorrow. Current schedule, I'm planning to be back in Satisfactory, automating heavy modular frames tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, you know. Friday morning, the current plan is Baldur's Gate 3 with Cat. We were supposed to do that last Friday, but I came down with a flu. So the plan is to do that again. The tabletop group will probably meet again that evening, Friday evening. I'm not totally privy on what the plans are, but somebody was talking about stew pot? I'm not sure. We'll see. Not my decision to make. There was also some talk about coming back to Dish Pit, which I'm sort of like, people wanna. In the meantime, as I'm sort of running out of steam here, I think we should go say hi to somebody. I'm kind of thinking of surprising Malk, because Malk hasn't been here today because Malk's been streaming. So guess what we get to do? If you want to get updates on what's going on with the stream, like, I've been posting updates about anything going on with the stream over on Blue Sky. The link for that's down in the about. If you want to follow the TTRPG stuff, that's TransXP TTRPG on Twitch. And let's see. Do me a favor. Give Malk a lot of love. And I'll see you back here tomorrow. And hopefully, we can knock a lot of this out. Sound good?